Chernitsky, Director of Chabad of Newfoundland, based in St. John's. Lovely to be back with you. It's been a while. The family dynamic has always allowed me to be Wednesday nights doing this class. But thank God we're doing it tonight. Tonight's also my birthday. The 29th is the Hebrew month of Nisan. So if you want to wish me happy birthday, it's a great time. Get right into it. This week we have a double parsha. Parsha Tazria and Metzora are together. We're in the middle of the book of Leviticus, Vayikra. And we are going to be focusing at the beginning of the parsha. The Torah tells us that in Parsha of Metzora, the second parsha of the two that we read this week, Torah tells us that part of the purification process for the Metzora, the person who has tzara'as, the person who developed this spiritual skin affliction that was caused by speaking gossip, his purification method is he has to bring two birds. One of the birds is slaughtered, but the other one is set free. The question is, what's the point of bringing the second bird if nothing is done with it? So the Zohar answers, the Zohar, the main book of Jewish Kabbalistic thought, mystical thought, answers the question. The Zohar says, very simple, because this person who spoke gossip, he has sinned twice or in two aspects. That number one, he spoke negatively about someone, and number two, he withheld positive words, a tremendous novelty. So everybody knows the prohibition, the sin of Lashon Hara, gossip in Hebrew, not to speak Lashon Hara. But what we're going to speak about today is the tremendous power and significance of saying positive words. And so according to the Zohar, you have the two birds. One of them is slaughtered because that atones for speaking gossip. And then the released one represent the need to set free our positive speech and praise others. There's many beautiful Jewish sources. There's a Medrash, there's the different Gemaras that speaks about how God is waiting for us to praise another Jew. God is waiting for us to praise each other. And God is waiting for us to give someone else the benefit of the doubt. There's a lot of stories. A story in the Talmud about a fellow whose son fell in a pit, and they came to consult with the rabbi what he should do. He should pray. He said, "No, I'm not worried." Then they found the son in the pit, and he was okay, only a scratch. And they said to him, "How are you so calm?" So he says that a person who does the will of God, he'll be okay. It says, however, in the Talmud that the person, this rabbi that was consulted, he himself fell into a pit and died. The commentaries say, what's going on here? And they say like this. They say that the reason why the boy was saved after he fell into the pit was because this rabbi said something positive about his father. But when the rabbi fell into the pit, there was nobody who spoke well about him. Nobody who gave him the benefit of the doubt. Nobody who praised him. And that's why he passed away. Because God is waiting for us to avert the heavenly decree with our mouth by what we say and how we say it. There's a concept mentioned in the Ethics of the Father, Pirkei Avos, giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. Excuse me. And the question is, how can you give everybody the benefit of the doubt? It says in Pirkei Avos, the heavy done is kol adam lekavschus. You should judge everybody favorably. How can you do that? A person steals, you could judge him favorably. A person, God forbid, does something worse, murder, etc., you could judge him favorably. So some of the commentaries say, actually, no. This, that the Mishnah tells us to judge everybody favorably, only applies to a righteous person. Or when something is gray, something happened, somebody did something, and it's unclear. When it's unclear, it could go both ways. Then we say, give him the benefit of the doubt, right? You explain it one way, explain it the other way, give the benefit of the doubt, but not when it's black and white. The way Hasidic thought, something the Rebbe spoke about a lot, is that judging somebody favorably means to focus on the person's potential and not on their actions. We have it in Tanya in chapter 30, something the Rebbe said about Noach in the Torah is the person that's the most praised in the 24 books of the Tanakh, even more than Moses, more than Aaron. At the same time, we also know that Noach wasn't perfect. He had his struggles. Some say that he wouldn't have been righteous in the generation of Abraham, for example. And the Rebbe says that the reason why the Torah mentions all these tremendous praises, words of praise about Noach, it says Noach ish tzaddik tomim, he was righteous and earnest and complete. It's to give him strength, to bring out those positive qualities. And the same thing applies by each and every one of us. When you tell a child, when you tell a friend that you're capable of greatness, then you're watering them with goodness, you help them grow, you help them mature, and that gives them this psychological and spiritual strength to actually change, to actually do better. And we'll finish with a story. This is many years ago. This is during the Second World War. Actually, it's after the war. After the World War, after the Second World War, this is during communist Russia, there was a window of opportunity to escape. The Iron Curtain was open for a bit, and after the war, Poland said that they will take back any Polish citizens that had run away. And so anybody in the Soviet Union that had Polish papers was allowed to go to Poland, to the west. At the time, Rabbi Mendel Futterfass and many other Chabad Hasidim opened up a factory to produce false passports, to produce fake passports to help people escape. And this is because this is all a situation of life and death, not because one is allowed to break the law of the country. Otherwise, this is a country that persecuted Jews, was against Judaism, and you could save your life if you had fake papers. Have in mind that back then, passports did not have pictures. So, a young couple, Beryl and Hannah Gurevich, they were married for half a year, 6 months, and they wanted to escape. The problem was that she had Polish papers and he didn't. And they figured they'll both go to take the train, go to the border, see what's going to happen. But sure enough, the Russian Polish authorities came in, checking papers. She was in, he is out, and they don't know when they're going to see each other again. She took the train, and she ended up in Paris, in France. And she rented a small apartment, and this woman was filled with pain, with agony. She cried by day, she cried by night, and she had a very kind and gentle neighbor, Rav Iche Golden. And Rav Iche Golden decided that he's going to be her savior. He's going to be the one that says to her a positive word. Every single day when they would meet in the hallway, he would say to the young bride, Hannah, he would say, don't worry, your husband is coming out. 2 years go by. The Polish government and the Russian government make a deal, and 8 prisoners are released from Russia to Poland. One of those 8 prisoners was Beryl Gurevich, Hannah's husband. He took the train to Poland, same as she had done. But when he got to Warsaw, nobody remembered her. Nobody knew about her. So how's he going to find her without a cell phone, without internet? And somebody told him in Warsaw that I remember that the Chabad Hasidim, the Chabadniks, they would go to Paris. A lot of them went to Paris. So he took a train to Paris. And this, before he took the train, this guy in Warsaw says, I actually have a friend in Paris who perhaps knows or he heard something about your wife. I'm going to send him a letter. So he sends the letter. Meanwhile, the husband takes the train. And who's the friend of the fellow in Warsaw to whom he writes the letter? Rebecca Golden, the neighbor of the young bride, who was every day sharing a word of encouragement. And he's the one that got to say to her, here, I have a letter. Your husband is coming. That is the power of a positive word. You could change somebody's life. It's been a pleasure. I'm Rabbi Chernitsky, Director of Chabad of Newfoundland. Hope to see you again, God willing, next week. Take care. All the best. Mashiach now.